We're back. Same day. No intro music. No fluff. No bullshit. The market's melting down. And I have hair in my eye. No, I was just, I was sitting around on the couch, as people do. Usually, like lately, as we talked about earlier today, haven't been going on too much. Let's get some tunes in here, first of all. I got one. My buddy used to always send me this every time the market's melting down. We haven't chatted in a while, but I bet if we had, this is the song he would play right now. You ready? It's weird, but it helps. Good to see you too, man. He used to send me the extended version of this on YouTube, and we would just sit around and watch, like, the market just fall off a cliff. We were like, the Titanic sinking, for those of you who have seen it. F in the chat, Brady Stewart. What's up, man? This is wild. I have a funny story. It's a feel-good story amidst all this. It's a win. Now, if you're hurting and if this is like hit you hard and you're like, God damn it, RT, not now. Turn off the stream. No, I'm just kidding. You can stay. But I'm patting myself on the back for doing a thing that I would have been teased about had I been more public about it. So I loaded up the UST degen box on Abra back in like December, October, or whatever. And I loaded it up. I put a pretty significant chunk of change in there because, when the UST was reloaded in the cauldron, it was always gone right away. So I just kind of was like, fuck. And I swapped a bunch of stables over to UST and I panicked into it for a significant chunk of change. A month later, there was like a slight depegging. Maybe it was this one. I don't know. Probably not that one. That's pretty big. What was that? This is in... Oh, and you're not even seeing what I'm seeing. Take a look. Anyways, point is, I got shook out of it. I decided I don't know what the hell's going on with Anchor. I don't know how this works. And even if it's 20% over the year, multiply, because I was 4x, right? I was levered up on Abra. Even if it's 80%, 90% a year, I was going to get paid. I have to last a year without getting any depegging, or I'm just going to get licked, and then what the hell's the point of that nice yield? So I chickened out, and I sold it at a 5-figure loss because it's 1% fee when you join in. So I just ate shit. Looking back, I was like, oh, that was a dumb trade. Well, anyways, today I would have been liquidated for 7 figures. So I feel like, in a weird way, I'm celebrating my own paper-handedness today. But that is not to say I'm dancing on anybody's grave, because ultimately this is mostly just people getting hurt. So I'm not cheering that on. But I avoided getting licked because I'm a pussy. Or was I smart? I don't know, man. This shit's weird. Let's take a look at UST. I was sitting on my couch. I was just sitting around fucking around on Twitter on my phone, and then I saw everything like, holy shit. Luna's down 50%. Bitcoin, this is like a tale of two stables. Somebody just posted this in the chat. I thought I'd share. MIM, pretty strong. UST, different model, not so great. Now, will it recover? I think so. Let me show you guys something. I've been seeing some interesting page. It keeps getting updated. I don't know where to find it myself. Otherwise, we would just look at it live. Let's see if I can just pull this copy. Take a look at this. This is like showing liquidation prices. I'm assuming this is, on Abracadabra, meaning like this is the x-axis being the price. So like at 80 cent depeg, everything here is liquidated, and this is the price, and it's kind of moving through the liquidations. I think it's possible that like these get nuked, and then we just like find peg again, and life goes on. Everyone's like, oh, remember that time everyone was levered up, and then they all got nuked, and that's why you shouldn't use leverage. That's very possible. Jump trading is not just going to roll over and be like, oh no, it died. They're trillionaires. They're gonna, I think there's a decent chance this just comes back and we look back and there's this big gross thing. UST, Luna, they're not dead, blah blah blah. I'm just, it would be super fucking uncomfortable to be involved in this, and that's part of why I didn't get into Anchor, because I just was like, I don't know, 20% sounds crazy when it comes to like stable yield. Okay, now we got to change the music. This gets weird. Let's just put on some kick it beats. How about ooh, it's not Friday, but we can unwind with Healy. Okay, so yeah. I don't know. I was just sitting there. I was like, fuck it. Should we go live? I mean, should I be at my computer? And if I am, shouldn't we just hang out? Like, I don't think I'm like racing into bid this level, although it's a sick level. It's a sweet level. It's well off this fib. You know, I gotta clean up my charts. I could probably just start fresh here. Yeah, I think we probably just tagged at the level we were looking at earlier today. Bing. However thick we want to make that. There's no perfect rhyme or reason, but we tagged this range. If I'm like, hey, I want to get some Bitcoin over time, this is a great fucking time to get some. Hell yeah, DCA. If I want to be a shooter and take some more size and be greedy, I probably want to like let it slip these lows and then catch some stupid wick and go back 28 and a half. That's what I really want to do. So I was sitting on the couch and I thought, oh, maybe we'll come up here together, chat, hang out, just witness some of this savageness. In fact, it was, let's go look. Let's just zoom in because, you know, reversals happening on the daily is going to be weeks away. Let's see if we can spot anything early. Is there any reason to be a bull here? Let's think. Aside from this epic level coming in on what is presumably, if you believe the narratives, and you're just assuming this is all totally related to Do Kwon selling $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Could be. You know, and then along with all the people selling Bitcoin in anticipation of that or as a result of that getting liquidated, blah, blah, blah. Then when this subsides, which it should pretty soon, you know, it's not like, I don't know. I'm not in the like UST to zero tonight camp or Luna to zero tonight camp. I'm not in either of those camps. I don't really understand how UST works enough to put money on that camp, but it's probably just market panic, which makes sense. In fact, I think it could mark the bottom. This is the capitulation that a lot of people probably want to see. If you like ripping band-aids off, let's see. Yeah, a little bit of divergence here on this most recent low into this level, which again is a little bit arbitrary. So be careful. I drew that conveniently. Let's go look. God, here we go. You know, the low is off the wick bottom. That's not as arbitrary. Exactly how high up I want to stretch this, it's a little bit arbitrary. We could stick it on this wick. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Different strokes for different folks. I bet if you find a weekly, where would the weekly be? Yeah, I mean, you should probably find a candle body that would give you something. Oh God, no, that'd be like up here. I mean, why not? Big fat levels for big fat time frames. I'd be more comfortable with something like this. 3-day, you know, 3-day wick to candle body high. Why not? Whatever, candle body low. It's just you pick your levels. So yeah. There's going to be a bid here, just on principles. So it's going to be really interesting to see how recovered this ever gets. Or is this just like, oh, fuck, it's a failed system. It's never going to work because there's not enough money in the world to prop up against a market-wide panic, which is, you know, what this basically is, as it turns out, is a faith-based stablecoin. You know, if everyone sells it, it's like a bank run, right? And maybe now it's just like, oh, shit. The model doesn't work. Or maybe the model works. It's just going to take time to repeg. Only time will tell. It was a good trade looking back now. Yeah. How about getting laughed at when everyone farming an acre? Yeah, D. Josh. Looking back now, it was a great trade. I sold my UST position cauldron at a loss. Felt like a sucker. I was like, damn. Everyone's so raging about this 4x 20% leverage, making 96% of their stables. I was like, that's cool, 96% in a year. But the key that no one really wanted to talk about that was bullish on it was that you have to make it through a full fucking year. Which at that yield and in this market, knowing what I know about how this shit goes, 90% down, 500% up, seemed unlikely. So let's talk about bids. Let's talk about, you know, is this the night? Like, there's a lot of panic in the market tonight. Holy shit, we were at level 10. We're proper red now. We went from peach to suntanned to like proper tomato face here. Extreme fear. Not one that I like to ignore at this extremity. I mean, this extremity, yeah, okay, last May and July, it did last a period of weeks. So we've just arrived at it again. Could last a little while, but it's like, and then you go look at the chart, you say, well, not only that, we're at this massive support. So I've got this fear signal telling me that I am going to be getting on side with the minority of capital if I go long here. You know, like, you know, it's not like when you're longing up here with every Tom, Dick, and Harry that just gets rinsed. I'm in the right place. I'm in the place where I like to be thinking against the herd. Extremes, right? Extreme greed, get scared, think short. Extreme fear, get greedy, think long. That's not easy, but it is generally what I've learned to do. So then with this fucking nuke tonight, I was like, shit, I was going to watch a movie or like watch some more Ozark, but my lady's out tonight, so can't watch Ozark. Someone in the pit was like, hey, what's up? And then I was like, fuck it. Let's go live. Raphael, what's up, man? Hey. Yeah, I'm not checking my portfolio. What's the point? I'm in a place with my portfolio where like I have, average view duration right now is 420. How about that, homies? Thank you for delivering that little bit of juice. I'm going to prove it to you because it looks funny when you see it. Ha 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 ha. Basically life goals right here. Boom. You guys did that. You did. So spark it up for 420, guys. Thank you for viewing me for exactly 4 minutes and 20 seconds. It already changed. Good thing I captured that. All right. Yeah. I'm not looking at portfolio balances tonight. Like I said earlier today, like I've kind of like, you know, panic early. I did panic 3/5 of my Bitcoin after this like trend line breakdown. I was like, I'm getting the fuck out. Even I know, you know, this is the 3-day, but the daily, you have like a nice little candle body trend line that broke down. You know, even I am not opposed to being lettuce hands. And, you know, look at that. Like lettuce hands are underrated. As a trader, you gotta be, right? In and out. If you're on the wrong side of something, get the fuck out. Investors, hodlers, they'll rub it in your face and tell you you're shit. The thing is, people who don't have a trading plan, people who are like, ooh, I'm a hodler. Oh shit, no, I'm going to become a trader at the lows and try to make a move because I'm so sick of this market. You know, a lot of people try to become traders. They make trades. They're not really traders in the sense that they don't have a plan. They're not treating their account like a small business, blah, blah, blah. And so then, you know, yeah. Ooh, I'm a seller now. Like, what? I'm a hodler. I'm a hodler. I'm a hodler. Ooh, I'm a seller. I'm a trader. Like that's, you gotta be careful with that. The holders will rub that in. But if you have a reason to think, oh shit, I was loading up through here. I was bullish on this W. I wanted to get that little, you know, get into this little triangle. I think it's over here. Oh, it's not. Anyways, this broke down. So I panic sold 3/5 of my Bitcoin. The rest I will hold to dust because I'm just pretty sure I don't have to hold it long and it'll be up. But for the rest, I thought, damn, I'm not just going to watch this happen. I think it's going to happen. I'm just going to fucking profit of it. Did I short it? No, didn't really have a setup. But I sold some. I could rebuy today for $5,000 less per Bitcoin, which I would actually get like an extra Bitcoin if I bought it back right now. So I don't know. That's kind of why I wanted to jump on tonight. What are you guys doing? What are you thinking? Hey, Borduke. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for kicking it. We're just hanging out. It's, you know, it's a wild candle. It's a big candle right here. A couple big fat ones. The volatility is intense enough. I was literally just sitting downstairs doing fuck all. So I was like, let's just go live and hang out. So thank you for thanking me. We're in here together. Are we in the PCC yet? Oh, my friend, I'm afraid so. We are past that. Let's go see exactly where we are coming up on the reload zone. We nuked the PCZ. We did chill in it for a little bit, but yeah. So like we chilled up here, right? If we set that up right, there would be your pump chaser zone for the whole thing. And we got some action in there. Oh, we tried to break out. Oh, didn't this look good? God damn it, that looked good. Not even like, oh, buy this. I was looking to buy the dip after that, and I did. and then I sold it because I was wrong. Small losses, my friends. Try to make the losses small. The wins can be small, losses small, break even, no problem, and then the odd big win. That's really just how trading works. Should work. The odd big win, 3, 4, 5 big wins a year. And then the rest is just a bunch of little shit noise, little losses, little wins, break evens, you know, slippage, rinsed on fees, blah, 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 but just no big losses. Wipe out the big losses and then fuck around neutral, waiting for a big win. That's the game they don't tell you about. Anyways, so I took a small loss on my Bitcoin here. Still holding some, so maybe it's bigger later, but I won't sell, and it's not a loss until you sell. So anyways, we're at the 618. I mean, look, arguably it was this 618 back here. Oh, we actually front ran it back here. So from this low to this high, summer lows, we never even hit the 618. From that same low, we're going to use the COVID lows, arguably like the end of the bear, even though the low of the bear was well back here. We could measure from there. It's pretty much splitting hairs at this point, and it's harder to find, so I'm just going to do that. Did we just tag it? No. So we're still just at these lows, these incredible lows. 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth test. Don't trust the fourth. So we'll see. Now, what would be totally fucking normal for a market, whether your narrative or your dialogue, discourse agrees with me, it would be totally fucking normal for this kind of market to just get in here. Whether we bounce up first, oh, it was just a panic. Oh no, wait, we're in a bear. Like, to get into this reload zone, I know. You say, wait, you think it's going to 17K? I don't know. I don't think so. I'd be shocked. Never thought it would go below 20 ever again. But from the way this is looking, the way that I do fibs, the way fibs work, the way markets tend to go, a dip into this reload zone would be totally fucking normal. And if it gets there, I am not going to change my opinion about where I think Bitcoin's going in the future. I'm going to just fully accept that this is where I'm supposed to buy. And I'm going to be DCAing pretty heavily. I think this right here is a great place for me to do a little DCA. After this kind of panic, after this UST depeg, right? If this recovers back to normal, what do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin? Like, you know, we've seen this before. I mean, we saw it with the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Barely even see that on the news anymore. It's still ongoing, still sad as fuck, still messed up. But on this wick, didn't the fucking sky feel like it was falling? And then what? Bing, boom, bing, bing, bing. Now it actually is falling a month later when we forgot about it, but you know what I mean? So extreme like this, high volume, makes me feel like local low. For what it's worth. Now, it doesn't mean I'm zooming into a 15-minute to fire along, but maybe I should be thinking that, like for a DCA, just a little one here. Because, you know, even just to bounce up to these lows, a little short reload zone would be squeeze all those late shorts, those panic buyers, sellers, whatever, you know, maybe something like that. So DCA age as well. Let's decide if I want to take profit early or just hodl. DCA usually is about holding. And then maybe there's a short setup up here in a couple days. Oh God, that's like May 18th. That's like 2 weeks. Anyways, so that's kind of the way I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. And when it's panic time, panic at the disco, for better or worse, I tend to only look at Bitcoin. I don't know. Throughout the bull last couple of years, that was usually bad. There's like all the recovery that happened in the market, all the other coins always recovered at like 20, 40, 60% gains, and Bitcoin would bounce like 12. But it's just like when there's just too much to focus on, you know, there's a weak market. It's almost like this is the risk off asset, and then the risk on assets, all these alts. I mean, we can look at them. What the hell is Luna up 25%? Oh, that's like in the last hour. Okay. So trading view, fucking with me. It goes by the daily candle. Oh, right. This is kind of why I jumped on tonight. Maybe I'd be better off just quietly trading this instead of chatting, but this kind of extremity, even just bounce plays where you just buy this extreme fear purely blindly. You say, fuck it, I'm going to buy it because it's so fucking irrational. that I know tomorrow I can sell everything I buy tonight for 25% profit. Even if we're going to continue down. Where is it? Where is it? Where are ya? You know, whatever I want. When you see things like this, typically, it's like not the lower liquidity coins, right? The blue chips, the high liquid coins, the ones you can count on will be around, presumably, right? ETH, Solana, what have you. You know. Those extremes, it's almost like just the bounce is like 30%. And when it's market wide nukage, historically like this capitulation candle is basically everywhere right now. Just sick. Yeah, pretty high probability that the next day everything's just green 25%. And then you sell it. That's how the bear market works. That's how you long only in a bear market. A little while ago, Liv said, wow, you're live again. Yeah, I was hooked. I was hooked today. And then I had a really good call with Gunny. And we had we talked with a few of our, a few of the people on our team. We had a little meeting. Shout out to Tori and Caitlin. And we got the green light. I say I got because I've been like harping this for years. It's like, hey, let's get another content creator on the payroll, on the squad. And then you may have seen Gunny's tweet. I'll pull it up. I'm pulling it up. Gunny said this. He said, hey fam, Hero Labs is looking to grow its content team. Both on-camera editing positions are open. If you're dreading filling out that McDonald's app and are looking to join one of the most exciting ecos in crypto, drop the lab's Twitter a DM. So you can do that. You can apply. We might work together. I would highly recommend you dig deep within yourself and ask yourself if you have what it takes, if you want to create content, most importantly, like if you want to work in crypto. There's tons of jobs in crypto. I personally thoroughly enjoyed this one. Working at a fund, being a research analyst, being a writer, content, editor. Like there's so many things you can do in crypto. Making videos, live streaming, editing videos of live streams or whatever. I've loved it. So if it's kind of up your alley, you got to be good. Obviously, we want someone who can lead and grind. Can't have children, can't ever stop working 17 hours a day. No, I'm just kidding. But it would be pretty dope if it was somebody who's already familiar with their stuff and like just loved their shit and then joined us. So I'm pumped for that. Feels like sideways down until CPI print. Yeah. Look, there's really no reason to think that we're suddenly going to have a massive pivot in the market and become a bull. And so there's a few options. I'm mostly taking the slow, patient, miss the bottom approach. I think after an extreme panic like we've seen today, I think there's a great opportunity to get a 20%er tomorrow, or the next couple of days. I do think but that's a trade. It's not a guarantee, right? You have your stop loss, have your invalidation. But typically this kind of market-wide nuke with volume provides an epic high probability opportunity to catch even just 10%, just buy a bunch of shit tonight. Might have already missed that window, to be honest. Let's see. Some of these things are already cranking up a bit. The bids are coming in. And then you just sell it all tomorrow for like 5, 10, 20%. Even if, you think we're going lower, maybe we think that was the bottom. I find most of the times it's not the bottom. And so if you don't take that quick, dirty scalp, you end up regretting it. And you're like, oh yeah, it's a bear market. Fuck. We're 5% off the bottom on ETH. It really wouldn't take much to get us up to like here. Just a little, that's 15%. Like this was a very extreme day with a high volume finish. So probably done for a bit, to be honest. In which case, yeah, maybe there's a trade there. Maybe I should log into my account and do something. I don't know. Not too eager to fire from the hip just now. But I'll tell you what. Ooh, dog's barking. Don't wake up the baby. I swear to God. Okay. I'm not one to go off the lower low, right? Ooh, we're moving. But like, I would take a higher low. Ooh, we're moving, right? Like watch as soon as if this recovers, it's still at 82%, like 82 cents. It's very low. But just say that recovers. Everyone's gonna be like, haha, remember that time you thought UST would fail? you sold the bottom like a bitch. Like the narrative will flip very quickly if that recovers. And even if it doesn't, I don't think the market really gives that much of a shit about UST. It's just today's story. It's not like Tether, where every major exchange denominates their perps in it and like would get just, ruined, but also probably spend their billions to prop it up no matter what. So I don't think Tether will fail anytime soon. But if it did, that would be a story. What am I trying to say here? Yeah. Resistance here, probably near the end of this little pump. If we trickle down into that, and I'll watch for that tonight, then we have a trade. Risk to this low. Should not break that low post-panic if I want to get a scalp long. And I don't need much if I get long off those lows, like to get 3 to 1, 4 to 1. And I'm looking at this number here, by the way, when I stretch and play with this. 4. For every dollar I risk, I'm going to get 3 if I'm right, 4 if I'm right, 5. Yeah, it's not too hard to see that. And then, we chop sideways, and sometimes, you see this a lot too after these panics where it just like coils up. Then you get like a doop, and then we go. Oh my God, how many times I've been filled on that? And it's so sweet. For every time I've been filled on it though, I've seen it happen and not been filled on it because I just didn't take the trade like 10 times more. So that's what I'll be looking at if I want to get long from this. Waiting for this dip, not chasing the first fucking green candle in a bear market. That's crazy. Get a nice test of those lows, risking to the lows, and then just insist on getting paid at least $3 for every dollar that I'm going to risk. But for this, probably go for 4 or 420. Maybe 420 in honor of our average view time a second ago. So there we go. Jason says, wow, all the headlines I've been getting lately have been all pro-adoption from large institutions and countries. Meanwhile, all the candles are still mega red. Yeah, Jason, it's really funny you mention that. Jason's pointed out that the news seems to all be good. Adoption coming, blah, 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 and the candle's red. And I think that is proof of something that I believe in and talk about all the time, right? When we have good news and people check in online. They say, oh, why is it pumping? And then somebody says, oh, it's because of this. And it's like, oh, why is it pumping? Oh, because of that. And then why is it dumping? Oh, because of this. Because we like narratives, right? We want to know. And sometimes it is very much that, right? HBAR announces partnership with Google. Actually, Google announced a partnership with HBAR way back, like January 2020 or something. Fucking thing, 8x next day or next hour. Clearly that was new driven. But a lot of times we just get these rallies. People right here talking about, because Do Kwon is buying Bitcoin for the treasury, like that's going to moon Bitcoin. No, I mean, it's a nice story and it probably drove us a little higher, his buys specifically, but then the people buying in anticipation of that. But like, you can't fight fate. That's maybe the candle. Point is, when it's a bear, it's a bear. There is more profit, maybe not right this minute, but typically for the last few months, there's been more profit baked into the market, therefore people willing and eager to sell and take profit than there has been, not. Down here, way more buyers built up. The sellers are gone, so it stops going down, right? End of the bear market. Oh no, everyone who will sell has sold. So we must go up now. Everyone who has sold or will sell or could sell is gone. Oh, and new buyers come. Well, we've still got a bunch of sellers in this market, people who might sell at some certain pain point, and we cannot reverse this downtrend until they're gone. Just like the uptrend will go until there are no more people to buy. I know it sounds like a stupid 101 conversation, but going back to Jason's point, there's no amount of good news that will change the fact that there are more sellers in this market than buyers. It's just physics. It's physics. So, yeah. We're just going to grind. If this plays out, that'll be really fun. If the price goes a little higher here, I will follow it. But I think I might, I like to take this trade. And then the question is like, and I typically just focus on ETH and BTC for this reason, mostly the Bitcoin, but sometimes ETH. ETH BTC to me looks bullish coming off this channel low, a little up. Is that a pump chaser zone? Is that a PCZ we just touched? Ooh, front run. Close. Yeah, so I might take ETH versus Bitcoin under the assumption that we will see something like this. Like a little A, B, C, D harmonic. That makes sense to me. That's probably also like a fib extension target. Let's see. Let's go find some confluence. Ooh, is that on purpose? I don't know. I don't think that's always the case. Is it? No, it's not. That's sick though. Love that. Love that. Okay, 0.84. Confluence for the ages. Bing. Trend, channel, midpoint. So yeah, I could see trading this up here, which means ETH outperforms Bitcoin, which means in this retest of the low setup, I would actually rather do it to ETH. Does that make sense? I'm literally figuring this out as we are here. You guys are witnessing my semi tongue-in-cheek because I'm drinking whiskey and it's late at night. Glenfiddich, the good stuff. In my world, that's the good stuff. I mean, I know there's nicer stuff, but this is what $90 bottle. That's about as high as I'm willing to go on stuff that, let's be honest, still just tastes like shit. Like whiskey does not taste like fucking orange juice. It tastes like fucking whiskey, like poison. But I love a good one because it's slightly less poisonous tasting. Anyways, let's talk, Bitcoin, ETH. I'm probably leaning on ETH because look, like I said, this is a sweet little trade right in here. If you want to be a bull in a bear market, wait for the epic panic, buy the dip, sell the bounce. Buy the dip, sell the rip. And even if we're going lower, I could see us touching this level first. In fact, seems like pretty obvious, doesn't it? So that would be, someday we will. So worst case is just gotta wait a little longer. But I wouldn't be shocked at all if we come up and test some shit like that. And it's gonna be scary, UST gets back on board and Luna recovers and everyone says, haha, you got shaken out. And then it's like, oh, let's all buy the resistance. That's, if we're going lower, I bet we do something like that first. Something like this is too extreme. The fear is too extreme. The oscillators are too extreme. The volume was intense. I'd say 70% chance that was the end of this particular part of this move. Even if we get a little wick down and then do it. But we'll see. That's the best part. Nobody knows. So we place our bets and we have fun. What effect does this Dogecoin UST situation have on Citadel DAO? That's an interesting question, Scott. I had not considered that. Probably because I don't own any Citadel yet. I'd like to get some. That's kind of like, aside from STG, that was like the one on my radar for like getting some at launch. When is that? Now you got me thinking out loud. I'm like, I don't even know. Did I miss it? Nope. I don't think I missed it. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I want to know, why do you think it would have an effect? May. Scott, you're asking, did they partner with Anchor or something as part of their yield strategy? Maybe. I should ask them. Turns out, unannounced. Yeah, check the BTC price just hit over 49K. What? Oh, BTC UST. That's weird. BTC UST. Oh, they're a Citadel Knight. Yeah, that's going to be interesting then. I actually missed them. I didn't realize this. I've been paying pretty close attention to... Oh, wow. Interesting. Holy shit. Someone just bought Bitcoin for $49,000 on Binance using their UST. That means they were getting out of UST to get into Bitcoin, and they were panicking, and so they market bought it. Now, because UST is not a dollar, it makes sense that the price of things against UST are more. That's inflation. That's basically like, you know, your UST is buying less than it used to be. The buying power is falling off harder than the goddamn US dollar. So there's that. Interesting. What to do with this? I don't know. I don't know. Panic at the Disco. Yeah, like fuck, $10,000 premium. Is there an ARB here that we're missing? 27. Nah, it's probably going to be pretty much ARB'd. Like, this is not like a secret. So, yeah, 24, 23. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Silly math. 31. I don't know. It's about the same. There's a ballpark estimate here. Basically, the discount to buy UST should mirror the premium to buy this Bitcoin with your USD, right? Xavier, what's up, man? Yeah, nice to see you. We're just fucking around, just hanging out, literally shitposting live. Because I was just home, baby sleeping, ladies out, and I was like, market's melting. Let's chat. It's not a lot, you know, it takes a lot to keep me at my computer now. If it's not like directly a call or a work, me just sitting alone, charting on my own, like, I've got set levels, I've got set criteria. There's not much for me to do. So, but live stream, come and kick it with the homies who I was hanging out with earlier today, and I just walked away feeling good, feeling like a little buzz, you know, that buzz you get after good things. Let's see the DeFi perp. I used to chart that on here. Oh, so wrecked. So this weekly views is what I used to use for all the newsletters. So I'm just curious because I haven't obviously done those in a while. We stopped doing those back in like December, it looks like. Actually, it was a little before that, like October. Hold on, this Hxro sweater is too hot. Yeah, man, a little therapy session. Like sometimes when you're sitting on your own, and I'm very much the same way, so don't get it twisted. I'm all talk when I'm on stream, but no, like, you know, you're sitting on your own, especially if you're uncomfortable, out of position. Otherwise, you know, betting against the trend, which we all do in the bear, because we're all fucking bulls. Let's be real. It is scary and uncomfortable. So if you guys are out here like, I'm stressed, come and zen with me. Let's think about some of the good stuff in life. Like the fact that markets cycle up and down. The ups go higher than you ever expected, and the downs harder than you ever expected. It is a fact. Also consider the fact that you are here. Some people are not here with us. In fact, there have been 3 significant deaths in either my life or, you know, around in the last year. They're just not here. You're also still here in the market. There's a lot of people who washed out. They have zero, or they're just not here. They've lost interest. I talked to a friend just 2 days ago who basically got rinsed on a coin last year, and he's like, fuck it, I'm out. Why would I ever play in that market again? But he trades stocks, and I just said, you gonna go trade stocks? Learn from it and get back in here. He's gone. He's not gonna be back. I said, you know, am I not living proof that if you stick around, we can make something happen? I mean, help you out. He just, you know, he took TRI, but anyways, he's out. So if you're still here, like, count your blessings. If you have anything left, count your blessings. I got rinsed almost to zero in the last bull market. It took 2 years, but by the end, my drawdown was so immense that I was literally counting up rent money at the bottom, which is when I met my fiance, actually. So for what it's worth, I was broke as fuck when I met her. And we were at a Halloween party, and then that Christmas I was down to 10K, which if you have less than a 10K in an account, you're probably like, oh man, you were still doing good. But from the bull market in 2017, I had run my small like 4 or 5K that I started with into a couple hundred. And by the end of the bear market, I had 10. Like, it was just gut-wrenching. And I was sitting there working half-time thinking like, God damn, if I don't make something happen now, if I don't smarten up and stop aping around and chasing losses, I'm going to wash out. I'm going to have to go back to work, make $100 a day, $160 a day. Like, I'm not going to make it. NGMI. And so I really hit the books. I really pulled off like the TRI, the way you're supposed to trade, and slowly grinded my account up over 3 years. So I've been there. So if you're down and out, yeah, those struggles. If you're down and out, a good captain goes down with his ship. Yeah, man, I'm here with you. No, but if you're down and out, seriously, guys, just stick around. Stick around. Survive. You know, I'm not like, the thing that sucks is when I have this conversation today, it sounds like I'm like, sell here, grab your cash. I don't know where you should sell or buy. This is not a place to sell. But for some people, it may be in their best interest to sell here. I don't know anyone's situation. You know, right? This is not a place, as a rule, right? You're not like, I'm going to go into the fucking market and sell the fucking lows. The local lows, whatever. That's never the plan. But that doesn't mean, like, if I had 10K right now, let's put it this way. If I was down to that last 10K and it was all in coins right now, and somebody came over and just like, was like, shake your head, you know, smart enough. It would actually be better for me to go to cash with that 10K and then come up with a fucking plan and then start trading that plan. And sometimes coming up with a plan means paper trading like 50 trades that are your setup to prove that your setup is good. Otherwise, why are you putting real money in? So when I say come up with a plan and trade it, that's not a one-day thing. That can be months. But this is why people say trading is hard, because it sucks. It's boring. So anyways, yeah. Maybe there's somebody out there who's like, regardless of how terrible this location is and how regretful they are that they didn't do it earlier. But I don't know. I'm not selling here. I did sell just 2 days ago. I sold some at 35.5. I told you guys that earlier. I panic sold. Because one thing I know, if you're going to panic early. And honestly, I should probably DCA like half of that back in because, like I said, this is probably going to snap back. And if I don't, you know, when am I going to buy back? Not right where I sold. I'm going to be like, oh, that's hopefully resistance. And then it's like, and then, you know, maybe we do this. And then it's like, okay, now, you know, I bought back, sold here, bought back here. Like, that's the meme, right? It would be a new trade at that point. It's not, I don't really care. But anyways, I digress. Sometimes I start ranting and I think I'm headed somewhere and then I do this and then I just have another sip. Subic Dream says, I'm feeling that I'm well overexposed at the moment. Max Payne incoming. Look, dude, you're probably right there with the pack. And I think there's a few types of people. The people who just went like full stables at some point through this. They're yielding, they're paying attention, like blah, blah, blah. That's an enviable position to be in right now, obviously. There's people who like sold everything and got the fuck out. They're not paying attention to the market. They're licking their wounds. They're sad. They're regretting. They're going back to their jobs. They're looking for new jobs. And then there's people that are still here that are just holding. They're overexposed. They're getting absolutely rinsed. You're not alone. But that's why they're sticking around. Because they just like there's so much exposure they can't stop watching and it just gets worse. And here's the trap of the bear market. Right here, huge nuke comes and then through this you decide, oh, well, I'm already down so much that I don't want to sell. You know, I'm going to hold on. You find a guy on Twitter who talks about being an iron diamond hand and how they all make the money from holding. So you say, yeah, I'm going to do that too. Then it nukes again 2 weeks later. And you're like, well, I didn't sell here. I'm not a pussy. I'm not about to quit now, so I'm going to keep holding. Goes down here. Either you puke your bag. This is the worst part. People will then go puke their bag because they're like, wow, this is ridiculous. I can't even stomach this. And then somewhere through these highs, they get caught up in it and they buy it back. So they've now realized a new loss on a trade. And the trap of the bear market continues. And then they've gotten back in. It starts to go down. They say, well, I'm not making that mistake again. Hell no, I'm not selling now. I said I'm not going to sell here. Then I made one mistake. I sold and I lost more money buying back. So now I'm definitely not selling. And now here we are. And right now, all you can think is how stupid you would feel and would be in your head. Because I don't think it is always stupid, but how stupid you would feel or be to then sell now. And so you hold. And that is the trap of the bear market. And this is the really fucked up part, guys. I'm not going to sit here and say it definitely goes lower, but what the market will do is take all of those people who got that trapped, and it'll rinse them so fucking hard and then bore them to death. And all the volatility comes out of the market. And then there's nobody paying attention. Nobody cares. It's totally hopeless. And so you just puke your bag. And then you look back 2 years later. And that was it. And that's how market cycles work. And that's the trap of the bear. And that is why I panic early. That is why I have paper hands. That is why if I think things look fishy or the mania is too crazy, I just pay myself, and I don't have as many followers because I don't cry moon all day, and I'm out of my positions up and down like a horse drawers. Because I've learned that, and I am in that situation right now with some of my bags. Don't get it twisted. I got a few bags where I'm just like, well, I'm not selling now. Well, I'm not selling now. Well, I'm definitely not selling now. And like, they'll probably ride to zero. But this time, I'm not going to sell them. Y'all want to hear? I'm going to tell you that story again. Yeah, Austin Ward says, when invite for a whiskey? That's a good question. I actually didn't know I was going to drink whiskey tonight, or I would have invited you. But I have the hot tub, or no, the swim thing set up now. We finally cleaned it out, so you should come over. Okay, I'm going to tell you this story. This is the funniest, stupidest one. I've already told you guys today, literally, like my hodl story from the last bull. But here's the crazy part. And this is what I mean about the volatility comes out of the market. Right? You think this bear market sucks? You think this volatility sucks? The volatility is the fun part. If you have perps, you can short it. The pain in these market cycles is the fucking lows. They take forever. Look at this. Basically, once we hit bottom range, November 8, 2018, we didn't have a significant move in price for 800 days. I mean, there was some significant moves in prices. There was this. Well, okay, 100% off the lows if you caught it perfectly. 300% off the lows if you caught it perfectly, right? A little early 2020 rally. This is the shitcoin. Now, here's the funniest part. I distinctly recall right here, literally right fucking here. The founder, Matt Spoke. His name is Matt Spoke. It's not like he spoke, he's speaking in the past. No, his name is Matt Spoke. He posted some long letter about how I am moving on from the Aeon Foundation, and we're going to pivot. We're going to work on this new thing, and Aeon's a decentralized thing. Maybe it'll continue, but like basically we're abandoning the fucking project. And so I sold. I sold. So going back to this, like that long volatility's out of the market, and you finally puke your bag. I did that right here. And I shit you not, like 2 days later, it shot up like 800%, and then it went on to do whatever it did last year. So that's my funny story. The one bag I held ended up going 800% in the weeks after I sold, after holding for 2 years through 99.6% drawdown. Again, I was a school teacher. So even though I got some money out of it and I was at a profit, and my free bag I left in there, the free bag was worth like $50K when I first just decided I'm going to hold this. It was worth $2,000 when I finally sold it. And then it mooned. This is the markets, guys. This sounds shitty? Sounds whack to you? You're in the wrong business, my friend. Welcome. Welcome to the trenches. I know you got here when the party was on, but let me tell you, 70% of this market is not a party. But my God, it'll blow your mind if you can stomach it and outsmart it and outweight the patient, the impatient. I've got some war stories. That was one of them. It was actually hilarious. I mean, I just laughed. I wasn't even mad. I was like, ha ha ha. That's so stupid. Because like 2 days after I sold, it just fucking mooned. I was like, but, I thought dead. So that's weird. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't drink a lot. I mean, be in a good headspace. Alcohol just makes you feel like shit if you feel like shit. I'm in a pretty good headspace these days. I was not as much January, February, March, it's dark. Now the weather's nicer. I'm looking at my portfolio less. I'm at the cash position that I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. Everything else can turn to dust. I don't care. And I'm truthfully meaning that. Like I thought that even a week or two ago. But then I caught myself worrying about my Bitcoin holdings and my overall everything. And so I sold that like 3/5 of my Bitcoin right around here, 35.5. And like now I truly am like, fuck it, not even looking. And that's been really helpful. So if you can't look away, if I was 100% exposed, I don't care where the market is, I would make decisions. I would do things that help me improve my social or mental health. And then once you're into a cash position, you can think clearly. And sometimes you think clearly, you look at it, you say, oh, goddamn, that's the worst time to get to a cash position. And then you get back in. You can always get back in. But it's just really hard to think clearly when you're super wrecked. But there's so much nuance to that, guys. I don't know anybody's. You really need to. That's why everyone says it's not financial advice, because financial advice requires you first to be certified. Second, it requires you to understand who the fuck you're talking to. What is their situation? What is their tax jurisdiction? Like there's just a billion questions specific to you that I couldn't possibly know. But I have cut positions at immense, terrible position, like places, it's like, ooh, let's wait for support and then cut it. But then like within a day, I realized like, oh, that was emotional. That was not, and then I just get it back. Usually at a loss. So take that for what it's worth. Do you think the best performers next cycle don't exist yet? That's a great question, Analog. And last cycle, that was the case. I think. Like the best performers this cycle, what do you want to call them? Solana, Luna, AVAX from $9, I don't know, 10 cents. I mean, some of the best performers from this cycle, and that's like not even including like all the random shit coins that went up 1000x, 100x. They didn't exist last cycle. In fact, a lot of the coins that were around last cycle just are filled with heavy bag holders now. Aeon being a good example. I mean, look at this. I was always going to pick on my homie. So, another one. This one actually is a bit of a better story. Syscoin. Now it's not. They're coming off now, but I mean, Syscoin was another one I like to pick on from last cycle. Went crazy. I mean, it's from 2014. Holy shit. And it went crazy during the last bull, then came down, basically moved sideways for like 2 years, and then huge floor. I mean, that's your bear market, right? This is your bear trend. This is your bear market. This is where the depression comes in. Flat, boring shit. Nobody cares. Don't ask. 2 years of death. Never coming back, right? Bigger the floor, bigger the moon. Absolute nuke moon. Like boom, bing, bing, like 47x. And now cycle again. Because, speculation, oof, it's a hideous thing. Get you high when the high is getting, and it'll take everything away from you when the tide changes. So, yeah. But look, I mean, last time this happened, it was a perfect reload zone visit right down here. 886, 786, and then moon. So is that what we are seeing now? I don't think so. This was more like mid bull. I think I do think we're likely, it feels like it obviously today, likely into more of a prolonged proper bear. If this is mid bull, my God, congratulations market. You tricked everyone. So, but yeah. I would recommend drinking whiskey to numb the pain. It may not take it all away, but I don't know. I just felt like if I'm going to go live stream for the second time in one day late at night, I might as well have to bring some goddamn whiskey. Okay, guys, what do you want to talk about? I've dropped the ball. The momentum is gone. We're running out of stuff. How's UST? Not up. When this wick was up green, I was like, oh shit. Was that it? It still might be. It'd be weird to hit below 60 cents again tonight. But look, I don't know the dynamic here, so I have no fucking idea. Other than thinking that jump trading has a little bit too much skin in the game. I don't even know how much skin they have in the game. I just feel like they have enough to like want to get creative here and do something crazy. But they're also not stupid, right? If they're like, oh, we were invested and it's a failed project and it's just not going to work, they're not dumb. They don't think they can like hold up the weight of the world and be everyone's exit liquidity. They're not the dumb. Popsicle sub one. Oh, don't even tell me. This is why I don't look, bro. You really gonna make me go look at Popsicle? You know I'm still holding like, like 80,000% of my position still, holding all of it. Yeah, I haven't looked at this one. I found out that I was actually still in the old LP on a certain DEX. So I pulled that LP and sold like each half of it, AVAX and ICE, and that's the only selling I've done of ICE. It was like $3. Suddenly now, like, you know, it's crazy because this was already pretty down. This is the way the bear market goes, though, right? It's like, well, I'm already at $3. I'm not selling now. It's like, well, those peanuts can turn into poppy seeds. Down 74%. Oof, it's too bad. I know the guys on the ICE team, and frankly, I like them. So I'm not like, yeah, down 95%. Ooh, how about another 74% 3 weeks later? It just is what it is. Unfortunately, there's just no reason to hold ICE right now. But this is one because I know the team. If I find out like, oh shit, they actually are building. Oh shit, they actually are going to merge with, you know, like Abra leveraged LPs. I don't know. Like if I find out one even hint that what they've been building is viable and going to happen, I want to scoop up some of this just out of pure stubbornness. I mean, I'm buying it for fucking sub $1. You know, flip that at $5. Like even a 50% retrace right now to the upside, which is not unheard of for like the rebound after a crazy bear trend. I mean, even that would be like a huge multiple from here. Maybe this is just cope. Just 3,600%. I think I could gamble on that. Again, if I find out that they're like, you know, big proposals coming and big upgrades and use cases, stuff like that. Yeah, we are in the ICE token bag holding club. Austin knows. Don't care, never selling. Yeah, well, not never. I know. What's up with Sifu? I don't know. I actually never looked at his coin. Too much pain. Does he even have? Or did you mean like what's up with him as a human, as an avatar? I don't know. I definitely don't know that. Haven't been keeping up with him at all. Well, he's got $460,000 of liquidity. It's not the worst liquidity I've seen. His token seems to be pretty flatlined. I mean, I don't know. No idea. I am not secretly keeping up with him. Don't know what's up with that coin. Don't know what it does. Is it like a DAO token that represents a share in something he's trading? I don't know. I mean, he was a friggin' DeFi whiz, presumably still is. I did see his name today for the first time in a while, swapping 10 million UST for MIM. He's back. So I don't know. He's getting out of UST, but I mean, this doesn't look good. And as a rule, it's a weird coin to be invested in general. Not because I think he stole money or is a weird scammer like with Wonderland, but just because it's like, I'm a dude who's going to make a coin. Like, it's just not the strongest play. It's betting on a human. His DeFi skills were insane, though. So, you know, I know Messi aped in day one, said, fuck it, I'll take a flyer on that coin. Meme-tastic. I haven't asked him how it's doing. It's probably, like we just saw, not far off from where he got it. Let's see. I'm getting tired. Dad life, 9:30 here. I'm going to just like go fall asleep. It's funny. These are all green. I was really hoping to see the reality, which is everything's down like 40% because this is all since the daily close. When I looked on my phone, which I will do now, you look at the Binance app, it's actually all based on like, you know, the 24 hours, as you can see, and so you get the real picture. It's like GMT 30%, Luna 43%, Ape 25%, Near 15%, you know, AVAX 18%. Oof, that one hurts. So yeah, this is a little bit misleading. Excuse me. Oh, Spilly talker. I gotta pee. So that's either gonna wrap up or be right back. I think we're gonna wrap. It's been a great little sesh, guys. We're just hanging out. Look, you heard my thoughts. Shared some war stories. I think if I was a betting man, I'd say this nuke is over for tonight. It got pretty intense there, pretty emotional. The question is, how do we look tomorrow? SPX looks like shit. Let's see what the mini futures look like. Poop. There's really no local low in sight for me on like the indices. So I don't see why we couldn't head lower. But yeah, that 3-day like nuked this arc too. So it's been like defending it for a long time and it just cracked it. So like my bid, 28.5. That's probably my bid for me. 28.5, like right here. Just below these lows. Pretty cliche. Probably a lot of people bidding that. Maybe I get front run. Maybe that was the low. But I'm not bracing for like a further nuke tonight. I think I can go to sleep pretty confident that we'll chop here. And then also just like not having to give a fuck, right? Like being totally at peace with the amount that I will lose if we keep going lower. And if you're not in that position, and you're envious of that, and you're like, God damn it, fuck you. You could probably take a different attitude, like, aspire to one day, position yourself as much as you can, because you can't be perfect. I've been out of position, oh my God, so many goddamn times, even like months ago, even last month, out of position, buying that stupid rally. What was the one? I will confess, just so everyone here doesn't think I'm trying to flex perfection. I will confess buying AVAX on this run up like a dumbass. Dumbass only because like my setup literally says like wait for this W breakout, which we got here, here, and here. Like wait for that and then set your bids and buy at the reload zone. Because at least then if you're wrong, your losses aren't so bad. Well, I just started buying right here. If anything, could have been shorting, whatever. So, not to say I don't get caught out of position. I do it all the time. But I would just say to you, right now I'm not out of position. I mean, I have bags, but they're bags that, they're sized. So if you're not in that position now, if this is causing you a ton of pain, if this is fucking you up, welcome to the club. You're here now. You're in the club. So, no need to quit, but just fucking survive. Don't chase it with leverage. Don't try to make it all back tomorrow just to make the pain go away, because most likely that's just going to make you go away. And then when the party continues, next month, next year, 5 years from now, whenever it is, it'll happen from some level. There will be 100Xs on some coin. That party I plan to be around for. I plan to be paying attention for that party. I plan to be smashing fucking size on the bid before those parties start or just after they've started. And whatever you do, plan to be there. Be a part of that. From some level, at some time, some of these coins are going to 100x, 1000x. Some of them will. And just not this one today from this level. Probably not. So we're just going to ride and grind. We're going to wait around. And a lot of people won't survive. Most won't. Most will not make it to that day. Only the chosen few will sip from the Holy Grail. Those who disappeared here, they missed out on the best parts of this. Those who disappear through whatever's coming, they will miss out. Guaranteed, because they're just not here. They will miss out on what comes after that. Just be aware. That's just ice. Just be aware. We won't even use Aeon. We'll use Cis because that one at least did go up eventually. Just be aware that, this could be coming. We could be here. There's your 30K breakdown. We could go into a dirty trough for years. This is like such bearish at support talk, but seriously, be aware that this is possible. There's no fucking rule that says the market gives a shit about your time frames. And so it's not about guessing and wishing and hoping. It's about paying a fucking attention and seeing this buy volume creep back into the market. Look at that. Big rally. Okay. We're back. Give me that reload zone. Okay. Load me up. Syscoin. Boom. Sell, sell, sell. Chaos PRZs. You know they were up there. I don't even have to draw them, but let's do one just for fun. This is how I trade now. This is not always how I traded, but it is now. Let's go see. Boop. Let's go see. What is it? God. 477? I'm missing my own chaos targets. I'm like forgetting. 466. God, one whiskey. 4669. One whiskey and I'm toast. Okay. 4669. Yeah, you know. Did I make some profit? Selling the chaos PRZ and then you're like, oh, but then you missed the rally. Nope. Because I bought the reload zone right through here, loaded back up and send it. And where should I send it? To the 877 maybe? This is all such like armchair quarterbacking. But did we make money selling the second chaos? Yeah. And that's like, okay. There was a bear. We went and enjoyed life. We touched some grass. We set some alerts. We saw some buy volume. We bought the dip. We rode it. We took fucking profit during the greed. We bought the summer depression. We took some profit during the greed. And now we wait again. That's the game. And if you can avoid losing everything through this and this and this, then the next time it happens on whatever coin from whatever level, you make exponentially more. You go from making $100 on a winning trade to $1,000. Maybe it's the next cycle. You're making $10,000 on a winning trade. And then someday you're just cranking a whale size. That's the game. That's it. This is just one coin, one example. And I didn't trade any Syscoin. But this setup, this concept, this shit works on most, if not all, assets. Gotta love the TA. So there we go. Yeah, Lamone, please. I know that was an old comment, but it's true. I'm out, dude. All right. Oh, one other thing, RT. Been seeing some posts about Bitfinex longs. Yeah. I don't know. Here's the thing. Okay, we will wrap with... Fishy says, nice stream. Thank you, man. We will wrap with comments on the longs, because I'm also curious about this and should have talked about it. So Bitcoin longs are mooning. That's not surprising if you consider that, you know, Bitfinex is kind of the whale's playground. And what are the whales presumably doing right now at this like grand support? Probably buying, not shorting. Rarely you're going to see shorts in that kind of size like loading up here. That's just not how it goes. So yeah, longs loading up here is very promising. If nothing else, like I said earlier, just for like a nice little like that could be their trade. They could be copy trading me. Just kidding. I don't have that long on yet. The other thing you have to consider is that these longs could be a hedge for some shorts they have on Bybit. You know, there's not enough data here to know for sure. That's not to be like bearish about a bullish thing. Period. It's bullish. There's people longing in size. You know, they're skyrocketing. This is the 3-day too. So yeah. I mean, look, this happened on ETH back in 2020. We were covering it here on the channel. We had our ETH whale. And I don't think it's even on. Yeah, it was here. This was happening. We were covering it in 2020. And every time price tanked, like I don't know, maybe, do I have it? That'd be cool. I might. Oh, come on. Tell me I have it. Yeah. Oh, baby. Okay. We're going back here now. Do I? Yeah. Anyways, basically every time price tanked, and I'm not going to spend time like lining these up perfectly, but yeah, each time price tanked, like the long open interest went up. So it was like whales were buying every one of these dips right here, March 12th, yeah. See how that, okay, actually we can line that up. Nice. So this was like an old correlation we had, correlation study. Basically a huge fat long was increased every time price tanked. Right here, price dumps a bit, big fat long opened up. Right here, price dumped a bit, big fat long opened up. And so yeah, that was a really nice signal because that was the March 2020. And then what happened? And then what happened? and then what happened, right? So they were loading up like the low 300s, and then Ethereum ran to 4,800. I think they closed that well before that, but so yeah, this actually happened. So this turns out this was not them closing their long, like, you know, dumping it. They were just like paid off their margin, basically like bought the ETH that they had margin long. So the position was shut instantly, even though price on this particular day, what was it? January 8th, did not nuke. As you'll see on January 8th, it actually went up. So probably them buying the ETH to pay off their margin. So yeah, I don't know. 2 streams in one day. La chance. Yeah, man. Yeah, this was a little more impromptu. Sitting around, just kicking it. And saw the market just melting down. I was like, God damn, let's go hang. Anyways, yeah, so I think Bitcoin longs skyrocketing right now is a great signal that supports the idea that we just came into an epic level of support, and that even if there is a wash wick through, this is likely a local low, if not the low. Obviously, I am always Mr. Patience with calling bottoms, so I wouldn't say this anything here that tells me that's a bottom. But local, like midterm bottom, end of the move for now, I think so. I really do. So maybe I should go buy back. Like just buy back what I sold at 35.5. So I'm going to seriously consider that after this stream. Dig in, you know, like I said, okay, final thoughts. I'll reiterate exactly what I think I'll be doing. If I'm going to take any kind of leverage, which is irrelevant, right? If it was leverage or not. Fact is, if I'm going to take any kind of size, I won't do it after like a lower low. I would only want to do it being a higher low. So like in 2 hours, maybe we dip to here and everyone does one last panic, something like that. This is the only place I'm going to long here. If I'm taking size. If I'm just buying back the Bitcoin that I sold at 35.5, that's like a spot trade. It's like, oh, cool, I saved that many percent because it was meant to be a hodl bag. But if I'm going to like, ooh, I'm going to be a fucking trader and I'm going to get some leverage out or put some size on, I'm only doing it here. And that dip is, that's the same setup on every coin right now. You go to ETH, you're going to have this bounce. You're going to get this higher low, chance at a higher low. Solana, whatever, they're all going to come to as low as they did, and then they're going to bounce. Usually they dip and do a higher low. So that's where I would be looking long if I wanted to be a longer in these zones. But yeah, don't trade with whiskey. It should be in your plan. So like this is a double. 2.5. 8 because I didn't want to get up and fill it up. But yeah, so I'm, again, not really in a big tradey mood right now. More just like that's how I would do it. And I'll tell you, I don't know about the Dixie, man. Looks really good. Definitely doesn't look like a top. I want it to be a top. There's nothing here to suggest it is. That's a weekly chart. If it's going to be a top, I need to see a M in price structure. And even then, as you can see right here, doesn't always work out because we got the M and then it just shot up. Okay, I gotta pee. It's killing me. I don't want to run and come back because we're about to cut anyways. So without further ado, let's end this. I've said everything I can tonight. We had 2 streams today, which has been really nice, refreshing. Mostly just keep your head up, survive. And I've outlined exactly how I'm looking at this right now. If I want to be a low time trader. And if I want to be a high time trader, DCAing in this zone makes sense. But DCAing ETH in the 1700s makes even more sense. So we'll do both. Cheers, guys. Thanks for coming by. I know it's late. It was fun to have you. Great to hang. And until next time, whatever you do, always play from a position of strength.